Hello YouTube universe, this is Hydra Ninja 9 and today we're going to be taking a look at the Monoprice 8320s. Now the first thing you're going to notice is that these don't come with any box. And they only come with one pair of ear tips, which are included on the earphone. Both of these things should be disposed almost immediately because the ear tips are pretty bad. They really don't showcase the power that these 14.2 mm drivers have. And no, I'm not lying. These aren't 4.2 mm drivers, 14.2 mm drivers, which is ridiculous considering that most on-ear headphones are around 30 mm. These are pretty big. And that's going to be a major problem for a lot of people who have very small ears because they're not going to be able to get a good fit. And if you really don't get a good fit, you don't really get a good sound quality. And a lot of people are going to be complaining about bad bass when in reality you just can't get a good fit. Monoprice 8320s actually have a metallic surface, which is really bad. Most earphones have a plastic surface. That way it fits better in your ear and it doesn't get cold or very hot depending on the temperature. And Monoprice actually has made a new earphone with the same drivers as this one, except it has a plastic surface and an actual box and actual tips. So fit is obviously a big issue with the Monoprice 8320s. And a lot of people are going to have a lot of issues with it. The build quality isn't very good either. The build quality is fairly average, but I can understand why. They obviously need to have some price cuts in order to maintain some kind of profit with this earphone. And especially since they're using extremely big drivers, it's going to be very hard to do so. The fact that 14.2 mm drivers can exist in an earphone for only $10 is a technological marvel in itself. I don't know how they did it, but they did it. And the cable sucks for it. The cable is really bad. Whoever thought that putting a fabric covered cable in an earphone was a good idea should be slapped. It's not. Even though it feels good, it's not very practical. If you try and go outside, there's a ton of cable noise coming from this. It's very tangly, very tangnable. It's not very good build quality. There's some strain preventers on the cable and on the actual earphones themselves, but it's not very good. So these are obviously not your travel earphones. The cable is also straight jack, which I won't get into a rant about why I hate straight jacks, but they don't really last very long. But Monoprice does have a very good warranty service, so that kind of makes up for it. Now, everything I've said through this video has been bad news. The fit is bad, the cable is bad, everything about this has been bad, right? So why do you like these earphones so much, Hydro? Well, it's because of sound. And sound should be the most important thing in every single earphone. Because the sound in the Monoprice 8320s just blew me away. They are absolutely incredible. The bass, it takes everything that every other $10 earphone manufacturer does and doesn't do it. And that's a good thing. The bass is okay. These are not really quote unquote extended bass earphones. That's just a marketing term. The bass is pretty flat. I mean, it's flat in a good way. It still has a lot of accuracy. It's still very good, but it isn't really the focus of the earphone. The focus is the mid-range. It sounds incredible. Listening to guitar solos, listening to vocals, anything like that, any type of rock vocal-centric music, any type of music like that, and the Monoprice 8320s shine. They're absolutely incredible for that kind of stuff. And the treble is also very good, though not as good as the mid-range. The treble and the bass are also lacking in terms of actual extensions within them, but for this price range, it's gonna happen. Even for $20, I don't expect extensions in the treble. The soundstage really is one of the major factors why people actually buy the 8320s. And the soundstage is super wide, and really, this is the first. If you want to know what soundstage is, then go and buy the 8320s. It's incredible. And a lot of people learn what soundstage is once they listen to this earphone, because the soundstage is really, really wide. Though it doesn't really have much depth, which I'm not expecting in this kind of earphone and in this kind of price. Overall, the Monoprice 8320s are absolutely incredible, though it is lacking in some parts, like the bass and the fit and the actual box and the accessories and the cable. It's lacking in a lot of stuff, but the sound is so good that it makes up for everything. I give this earphone a 8.0 out of 10. I'll see you guys next time. Peace.